In today's video, we're heading out of Málaga to see what a day trip along the Costa del Sol has to offer. We'll be exploring Nerja, a beautiful seaside town known for its beaches and dramatic coastal views, before heading into the hills to Frigiliana, one of Andalusia's most beautiful whitewashed villages. But first, we stopped along the way for some breakfast.
Hey guys, and welcome to Costa del Sol. Today we are doing a day trip from Malaga. We had a few options of where to go. We chose this one, and we are now on our way to one of the most beautiful seaside towns here in southern Spain called Nerja. Along the way, we just stopped for some breakfast. We had a bagel, some really nice specialty coffee actually, and we had some really good seaside views. Even though it's not sunny right now, it's still a really nice vibe. And it actually did remind us a lot of Bali because it was a beautiful setting, fairly modern place. It's not a traditional cafe. It was the nicest place along this stretch all the way to Nerja. So we'll be exploring the small town of Nerja today. We'll see what it has to offer. We'll go through the old town, the beaches, all of that. And then in the second half of the video, we're moving on not far away to see the opposite. We're going from the seaside to more of a hillside environment. We're going to a small village, widely considered the most beautiful village in Spain, called Frigiliana. I'm actually really excited for that. So stick with us. We're just gonna go now to the car and drive to Nerja. It's not far away. Let's go. Over the last 10 years, about 200,000 people have moved to Costa del Sol. That is about 25% of the population of this area is now foreign-born, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why. Nerja is such a beautiful small town. And right behind us, there's a lovely beach. I would love to come here during summer. I mean, even now, it's fine.
So Nerja, absolutely beautiful. We just arrived, and the moment we got out of the underground parking lot, honestly, it looks like a very well manicured, beautiful seaside town. And it's got one of the most photographed spots in the whole of Costa del Sol, and we're actually on our way there right about now.
We arrived at Balcón de Europa. This is one of the most beautiful and important viewpoints of Costa del Sol. And you have views of both the left and the right beaches here.
Balcón de Europa was named by King Alfonso XII of Spain. There's quite an interesting story about him. He's very beloved because he apparently was called a peacemaker. He brought stability to Spain after a really long period of time of war. And the really interesting thing about him was that he made such a long-lasting impact over Spain, even though He became king at 17 and died at 27 of tuberculosis. Very interesting. And this was back, think about 1880s, more or less, around that period of time. I do love this beach. Have a look over here. If you look at the proportion between public and paid for beach, I love the fact that it's so much open space.
We arrived at one of the two beaches near Balcón de Europa, and it's breathtaking. It seems so tropical and it's so charming, right beneath the rock. And I like the fact that, as Horia said, there's a lot of free access to the public as well.
And they have that most beautiful house in
yeah,
Europe, probably over there.
Yeah.
So these two beaches here on both sides of Balcón de Europa obviously are open for public as well. And it feels like there's a lot of local people too, not just tourists. But actually locals apparently tend to favor Playa de Burriana, which is a little bit farther out that way. So that's where we're gonna go next. We're gonna go for a little loop around the old town. Supposedly the old town of Nerja is one of the most beautiful in Costa del Sol and Andalusia, of course. And then we'll go to Playa de Burriana. We're not going all the way down because there's a steep climb up back. So we're just gonna go see what it looks like from above.
Yes.
Okay, quick coffee stop. So it's interesting that before the 60s, Nerja was really not popular at all. It just sort of became over the last few decades. But there's a good reason for it. Obviously, the town looks super pretty and it looks a bit like a theme park, I guess. Like all the old town streets are very beautifully done up. There's loads and loads of restaurants. It's very, very touristy. But the reason for it is because Nerja is part of this really specific microclimate in this area. It's the closest to a tropical climate you will ever find in Europe. So that means warmer winters. It rarely ever gets below 15 Celsius, which is kind of like 60 Fahrenheit, I guess. It never actually freezes, and it's the only place in Europe where you can grow mangoes and avocados commercially. I get why it is appealing to move here or live here over the winter period, at least, if not to live here full time. It is a very, very good reason.
Right behind me is Playa de Burriana, which is the main beach that the locals use. And the views that you get from this point are stunning. The houses are so beautiful and so manicured, but in a traditional way.
Yeah, it's
They're
tasteful.
not too glammed up. Yeah, it's tasteful.
So we can see there's a few lidos on the beach over there, but I would say probably about 75% of the beach looks like it's public, which seems to be more of a thing in Spain than it is in Italy, at least from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think so. But I like the fact that it looks glamorous, the town looks glamorous. It's very non-pretentious as well.
And it feels very much lived in. Like there's so much housing. I'm not sure how to explain that, but it looks like it's an actual city. Even though it's fairly small, it's just like 20,000 people. It feels like it's very much a place one could live in. Very convenient.
Yeah.
Loads of amenities. You got restaurants, bars, cafes everywhere, supermarkets. It's just very, very convenient. Everything's very close.
Yeah, I would love to live here, to be honest.
Speaking of living here, we actually went past an estate agent and we just checked the prices a bit. It is about 50% more expensive to stay in Nerja, to buy in Nerja, than anywhere around here, like in the villages or towns around. How cool is that? You can see the mountains over there in the distance. Those are the actual reason why this is a subtropical climate, because all the cold winds coming from northern Spain stop right there, and you just get this combo of breeze coming from the Mediterranean, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's very mild weather.
But it is a bit sticky here as well. Not as bad as Malaga, I feel, but definitely more so than anywhere else in Andalusia we've been over the last couple of weeks.
But I feel like probably the breeze keeps it cool during summer too, so.
We made it to Frigiliana. We're only about 10 minutes away from Nerja. Very beautiful drive up here. Very steep climb. Got a lot of ground to cover in Frigiliana. It is consistently voted as one of the most beautiful villages in Spain. So we are excited to discover it. But before that, we just had to stop for some food and drinks because we haven't really had much to eat today other than the bagel this morning. And I've got an alcohol-free beer right here. Cheers. We ordered a whole bunch of tapas. We have a cheese board, we have an Argentinian chicken empanada, some chorizo, tapa with tuna and peppers. And with the cheese, we got this, which is sugarcane honey. It is not actually honey from bees, it's just called sugarcane honey. Because in Frigiliana, you'll find the only remaining sugarcane factory in Europe. Quite interesting. So we've never actually tried that. We'll try it right now. So far, the cheese is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to try it with the sugarcane honey.
And it's such a huge platter, and all of it was 20 euro or something.
Less
19.
than that. Not just the platter, like all the food and all the drinks here.
Yes.
We got some aperitivo sweet wine from the
really
region. This was €1, the tiny glass.
I might have another one. It's really good.
Everything here was €19.
And you have great views too. And this is the best rated restaurant here.
I think a glass of wine is €2.50. A beer is like €1.80 or something. It's just like really, really good prices. Which is usually not the case with this kind of touristy villages. No, happy. Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of date syrup, like date molasses. This is really good. Hey, you're taller than I am.
For sure. I've always been taller.
Some views here in Frigiliana.
And the whole village is so beautiful, whitewashed buildings everywhere. And honestly, I don't want to offend anyone because I know it's very culturally different, but it reminds me of Greece, of Mykonos even.
Yeah.
And with way less tourists. And you also have the seaside so close by.
Yeah. So the thing with Frigiliana is this was the last revolution against the Christians. After the Reconquista, after the Christians reconquered this whole territory. So people here were called Moriscos. These were Muslims that were forcibly turned to Christianity. So never really believed in it, but they just had no choice. So they called them Moriscos. And this neighborhood we're in right now in Frigiliana is called Barrio Moriscos. So obviously they lived here and it's amazing. It's one of my most favorite places we've seen so far.
So underrated.
We still have quite a lot to see.
There's so many viewpoints also, yeah.
Amazing. And every single street is extremely beautiful. And not only that, but the paint job everywhere, whether it's the wooden shutters or the actual doors or plant pots or I don't know, just everything looks very beautiful.
Yeah, and the main colors are white and blue, same as Greece.
And a lot of green too, but yeah, exactly. There's so few tourists right now here. I'm sure in full season it does get more crowded, and for the sake of people living in Frigiliana, I hope it never gets to a point where it becomes unbearable, because it is horrible to live in a town like that. But for anyone who's looking for a beautiful village in Europe,
Slow living.
just come spend an afternoon here, spend a day or two. Take your time, but I'm honestly, I got no words.
And the combination between the seaside town and this one that's a bit further high up, it's really nice.
And if you're in a big city, you got Málaga very close, less than an hour away, so. How interesting is this, the combination of cultures? You've got fountains for Muslims, for Christians, and for Jewish people, all in one place, all these cultures. Somebody's daydreaming. One-bedroom penthouse with stunning views, 200,000 euros. Historic village house, €500,000. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 224 square meters. It's actually really good.
It's really good.
Beautiful move-in ready apartment in the heart of Frigiliana, 270,000 with a view. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 85 square meters. 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 265,000. So this is basically a B&B. 5 bedroom, 5 bathroom. You turn it into a B&B.
Yeah.
What surprises me the most about Frigiliana and Nerja is just an observation. The proportion of French tourists is a lot larger here.
And Dutch.
Yes, and Dutch. French and Dutch. Normally in this area you have obviously British people, Americans, yeah, even Italians quite a few, but mainly French and Dutch, quite interesting. And that concludes our time here in Frigiliana. I'm not sure if we discovered what the best day trip from Malaga is, but we definitely discovered a very good one.
And we had a good time.
100%. And until we do all the other day trips, we cannot have a conclusive opinion,
Yes.
but I had an amazing time.
Yes.
And genuinely, when I saw Nerja and how beautiful it is and how many things has to offer, I didn't expect I would like Frigiliana more, but I definitely did.
Yeah, me too. Same.
I absolutely love this tiny village here.
Yeah, it's really special. If you made it by the end of this video, thanks for watching this vlog. Hope you like it. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel.
And we'll definitely see you in our next video. We're going tomorrow to
Granada.